The Complete Works of William Shakespeare by William Shakespeare. Act 2. Scene 2. London. The palace. Enter the Lord Chamberlain. Reading this letter. Chamberlain. My lord, the horses your lordship sent for, with all the care had, I saw well chosen, ridden, and furnished. They were young and handsome, and of the best breed in the north. When they were ready to set out for London, a man of my Lord Cardinal's, by commission, and main power, took him from me, with this reason, his master would be served before a subject, if not before the king, which stopped our mouths, sir. I fear he will indeed. Well, let him have them. He will have all, I think. Enter to the Lord Chamberlain the Dukes of Norfolk and Suffolk. Norfolk. Well met, my Lord Chamberlain. Chamberlain. Good day to both your graces. Suffolk. How is the king employed? Chamberlain. I left him private, full of sad thoughts and troubles. Norfolk. What's the cause? Chamberlain. It seems the marriage with his brother's wife has crept too near his conscience. Suffolk. No, his conscience has crept too near another lady. Norfolk. 'Tis so, this is the Cardinal's doing. The King Cardinal, that blind priest, like the eldest son of fortune, turns what he lists. The king will know him one day. Suffolk. Pray God he do. He'll never know himself else. Norfolk. How holily he works in all his business! And with what zeal! For, now he has cracked the league between us and the Emperor, the Queen's great nephew, he dives into the king's soul and there scatters dangers, doubts, wringing of the conscience, fears, and despairs, and all these for his marriage, and out of all these to restore the king, he counsels a divorce, a loss of her that like a jewel has hung 20 years about his neck yet never lost her luster. Of her that loves him with that excellence that angels love good men with, even of her that, when the greatest stroke of fortune falls, will bless the king. And is not this course pious? Chamberlain. Heaven keep me from such counsel! 'Tis most true these news are everywhere, every tongue speaks them, and every true heart weeps for tea. All that dare look into these affairs see this main end the French king's sister. Heaven will one day open the king's eyes, that so long have slept upon this bold bad man. Suffolk. And free us from his slavery. Norfolk. We had need pray, and heartily, for our deliverance, or this imperious man will work us and from princes into pages. All men's honors lie like one lump before him, to be fashioned into what pitch he please. Suffolk. For me, my lords, I love him not, nor fear him, there's my creed. As I am made without him, so I'll stand, if the king please. His curses and his blessings touch me alike. Our breath I not believe in. I knew him, and I know him, so I leave him to him that made him proud the Pope. Norfolk. Let's in, and with some other business put the king from these sad thoughts that work too much upon him. My lord, you'll bear us company? Chamberlain. Excuse me, the king has sent me otherwhere. Besides, you'll find a most unfit time to disturb him. Health to your lordships. Norfolk. Thanks, my good Lord Chamberlain. Exit Lord Chamberlain, and the king draws the curtain and sits reading pensively. Suffolk. How sad he looks, sure, he is much afflicted. King. Who's there, ha? Norfolk. Pray God he be not angry. King Henry. Who's there, I say? How dare you thrust yourselves into my private meditations? Who am I, ha? Norfolk. A gracious king that pardons all offences malice ne'er meant. Our breach of duty this way is business of a state, in which we come to know your royal pleasure. King. Ye are too bold. Go to, I'll make ye know your times of business. Is this an hour for temporal affairs, ha? Enter Wolsey and Campius with a commission. Who's there? My good Lord Cardinal? O my Wolsey, the quiet of my wounded conscience, thou art a cure fit for a king. To Campius, you're welcome, most learned reverend sir, into our kingdom. Use us in it. To Wolsey, my good lord, Have great care I be not found a talker. Wolsey. Sir, you cannot. I would your grace would give us but an hour of private conference. King. To Norfolk and Suffolk, we are busy, go. Norfolk. Aside to Suffolk, this priest has no pride in him. Suffolk. Aside to Norfolk, not to speak of. I would not be so sick though for his place. But this cannot continue. Norfolk. Aside to Suffolk, if it do, I'll venture one have at him. Suffolk. Aside to Norfolk I another. Exeunt Norfolk and Suffolk. Wolsey. Your grace has given a precedent of wisdom above all princes, in committing freely your scruple to the voice of Christendom. Who can be angry now? What envy reach you? The Spaniard, tied by blood and favor to her, must now confess, if they have any goodness, the trial just and noble. All the clerks, I mean the learned ones, in Christian kingdoms have their free voices. Rome, the nurse of judgment, invited by your noble self, hath sent one general tongue unto us, this good man, this just and learned priest, Cardinal Campius, whom once more I present unto your Highness, King, and once more in mine arms I bid him welcome, and thank the holy conclave for their loves. They have sent me such a man I would have wished for. Campius. Your grace must needs deserve in strangers' loves, you are so noble. To your Highness' hand I tender my commission, by whose virtue the court of Rome commanding you, my Lord Cardinal of York, are joined with me their servant in the impartial judging of this business. King. Two equal men. The Queen shall be acquainted forthwith for what you come. Where's Gardiner? Wolsey. I know your Majesty has always loved her so dear in heart not to deny her that a woman of less place might ask by law scholars aloud freely to argue for her. King. Aye, and the best she shall have, and my favour to him that does best. God forbid else. Cardinal, prithee call Gardiner to me, my new secretary. I find him a fit fellow. Exit Wolsey. Re-enter Wolsey with Gardiner. Wolsey. Aside to Gardiner, give me your hand, much joy and favour to you, you are the king's now. Gardiner. Aside to Wolsey, but to be commanded for ever by your grace, whose hand has riced me. King. Come hither, Gardiner. Walks and whispers Campius. My Lord of York, was not one Dr. Pace in this man's place before him? Wolsey. Yes, he was. Campius. Was he not held a learned man? Wolsey. Yes, surely. Campius. Believe me, there's an ill opinion spread then, even of yourself, Lord Cardinal. Wolsey. How? Of me? Campius. They will not stick to say you envied him and fearing he would rise he was so virtuous, kept him a foreign man still, which so grieved him that he ran mad and died. Wolsey. Heaven's peace be with him. That's Christian care enough. For living murmurers there's places of rebuke. He was a fool, for he would needs be virtuous, that good fellow, if I command him, follows my appointment. I will have none so near else. Learn this, brother, we live not to be gripped by meaner persons. King. Deliver this with modesty to th Queen. Exit Gardiner. The most convenient place that I can think of for such receipt of learning is Blackfriars. There ye shall meet about this weighty business my Wolsey, see it furnished. Oh, my lord, would it not grieve an able man to leave so sweet a bedfellow? But conscience, conscience. Oh, 'tis a tender place. And I must leave her. Exeunt.